Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue and I am back for another 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days review, y'all. All right, so I hope everybody is doing well today, and you know I'm staying in my prayers and in my positive place right now, y'all, because y'all know last week for my birthday and you know the remainder of the week, child, it has been difficult to remain in a good place. So I want to make sure that when y'all come to me, we are in a good, happy place for however long you with me, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the before the 90 days. So y'all, Mary showed up to the restaurant where Jeffrey and their friends and Varia were all congregating. And Mary wants to know what's going on, okay? What's going on, Jeffrey? Okay, because she just shows up and what now? Now you forget about me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Poor Mary, y'all. I know he wasn't going to do right by Mary. Like, I just knew he wasn't, because if he was going to do that, he wouldn't have had to go all the way to Russia in the first place to find Varia's ass. Jeffrey, of course, doesn't have the answers, okay? He doesn't have the answers that Mary needs. And then Varia wants to talk to Mary on her own. I'm like, I don't know why you want to talk to this lady, so you think you can intimidate her into staying away? Like, girl, get away from me with this, okay? How you gonna tell her to stay away when you gotta get on a plane and go back to your country in a few days, okay? Cut it out. Mary is just like, why the fuck are you here? Like, you know what I'm saying? She's really upset. Okay, she's really upset. And Varia is here to claim her stake, to say, this is my man, this is my meat, he's not for you, okay? That's what she's here for, Mary, and you know what it is. I don't know why you show up in an attempt to do what? Like, the clarity was him letting you leave his house. That was the clarity. Like, come on now, girl. He let you leave. He's showing you that, yeah, you his friend and he may care about you as a human being, but as his old lady, he don't really see it for you. But he was gonna let you come slide in his bed and do shit for him because he was heartbroken, you know, behind Varia. I said, Mary, you need to learn a lesson. Don't ever go back, sis. Don't ever go back. You shouldn't even want to be friends with him at this point, especially since he brings her around y'all group of friends, and you know, it's gonna be awkward. I just wouldn't be fooling with Jeffrey if I was Mary ever again. Varia gets all upset because she doesn't like the way that Mary's talking to her. I'm like, you the one rolled up on Mary with all of this aggression and angst, like she did something to you, when really you should be mad at Jeffrey, okay? I don't have time for Varia, because if you can't take the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. You shouldn't have sat down and talked to that lady if you couldn't take her coming at you the way you was coming at her, talking about she need to just stay away if she care about Jeffrey. I say, girl, if you don't stop, okay, if you don't stop. Mary says, I give it 6 months, okay? I said, girl, you ain't never lied. I don't think they together now. We gonna find out at the tell-all, I guess, because I know that they decided not to be a part of the tell-all, but I don't know if that's because they're not together or because they are together. I'm not sure. After Varia stormed off, Mary cries and Jeffrey runs after Varia, of course. They go home and have sex, okay? Then they wake up the next morning. They're all in love and shit, okay? And Varia is now expecting that proposal to happen again. That's what's on her mind. But see, Jeffrey wants to move slow. He wants to be sure. I'm like, oh, so now you want to move slow. You should have moved slow from the beginning, and maybe y'all would have still been in a relationship. Like, let's not forget the reason why you broke up with her is because she didn't want to rush into marriage with you. Varia says that she made a mistake and she is here to take her rightful place in his life. I said, what is this? What is the Pride Lands? Bitch, what is this? Is it your rightful place? Cut it out. I'm just over the dramaticism of this stupid relationship. Jeffrey doesn't know what to think. She hurt him so bad. Blah, 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 blah. Because you couldn't take rejection, which wasn't really rejection. Then Varia meets with Jeffrey's 2 boys, okay? His 2 very grown looking sons. And she fronting, talking about how much she loved nature and the woods. I'm like, girl, if you don't cut it out, you love the city, okay? You love the city, and it almost seemed as if you were not willing to come and live in no country with him. Like, that's what it almost seemed like. If he would move to the city, maybe you'd be okay with this arrangement, but otherwise, you weren't too sure. And now all of a sudden, I love the woods. Like, Varia, get out of my face. You old perpetrating that. One of the sons who was there when Varia first showed up asked, what happened with Mary? Okay, what happened with Mary? That was your homegirl, Dad. What happened? Okay, like, I thought y'all was friends, baby. Jeffrey says that, you know, he wants to work it out with Varia, and, you know, maybe one day they can work on their friendship again. And Varia was like, no, okay, no, not if you want to keep your legs. I think not. You cannot be friends with her. Just like, how you gonna tell him what to do from across the world? Holla at me and let me know. So then they go to dinner alone, and he says that he loves her, and he tried so hard to fight his feelings for her, but he loves her. He really does. She wants him to propose, but he says, I'm not ready. And then the next morning he proposes, and then she leaves and they cry, and she gets the goodbye that she wanted the first time. And I'm just kind of like, wah, wah, wah. I don't like neither one of them, honestly. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay. Lisa and Uzman. Okay, y'all, let me, do I have any people that follow me who live in Gambia? Let me know. But anyway, that's not what Uzman is. I'm just, look, I was in Africa, okay, look. All right, that's why I brought that up. Anyway, so Lisa and Uzman. Okay, so Lisa was storming off last episode, y'all know, all right? Because Uzman's brothers were not about to check him, okay, when it came to how they view the relationship between he and Lisa. They feel like Lisa does too much. They feel like Lisa needs to calm down. They feel like in Africa, the man is the head of the household in Nigeria. Isn't that where Uzman is from, Nigeria? So yeah, they don't see it for her. She got upset. She stormed off. Uzman goes and talks to her to make it better. They make up. She says that she loves him for him and not because he's, you know, this star in his country. I say y'all gonna cut it out with that shit. Okay? But either way, you know, they pull out the dress that they got made for her, and she puts it on, and she doesn't want to put a bra on. She didn't get the proper undergarments for that dress. So her titties was just sagging away, and I ain't mad, y'all, because, you know, sometimes my titties be out here like, you know, loose, living their life, you know. Everybody don't always want to be contained. I get it, but in a wedding dress that doesn't have the proper stuff on the inside, like my wedding dress had the stuff on the inside that, you know, to cup you. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay. But she was excited, and he was like, baby girl, Lisa look beautiful, you know. He was excited, okay. They went and had this wedding, and they enjoyed themselves while their families were just kind of just there to be there and show their support, but not really support. That mom, I don't think she smiled one time. His brothers wasn't here for it because they saw how Lisa responded to them saying that she needed to calm the hell down. And what did she do? The exact opposite. Blow the hell up. But they danced and sang the night away anyway. And of course, the next morning he has to drop her off at the airport, and she's supposed to go home and start the K1 visa process for him to come over. And, you know, of course she's gonna be worried about whether he's faithful or not. David and Lana, y'all, David has been in the Ukraine for 8 days, and he has only spent 2 days with Lana. So they're still communicating through the app. And David is tired of communicating through the app. So he gets a little prepaid cell phone so that he can call Lana and talk to her whenever he wants to. And that is the way he explains it to her, which she did not like. Now, she communicated that she was happy to get off the app, and she wants to get off the app as well. But really and truly, the site, whatever it's called, but really and truly, that girl was bothered by him telling her that he wants to call her whenever he wants to. That girl don't feel like being bothered with you like that. I'm telling y'all, she is pretending for the cameras because of these sites and all of these sites that employ her. She got to make her living. That girl does not want to be with David. David is blind as hell. Okay, it's ridiculous. So y'all know David fired his PI. His PI still sent him all of the different sites that Lana is on. And she has different names, but she has the same birthday. She has the same height, the same weight. Like, all of these little small details are the same. He still refuses to think that it's real. So he sends a picture of he and Lana to the PI as if, you know, oh, he's not gonna like that. I'm getting even with the PI. Here, look at us together. Like, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. If you didn't have these cameras with you, this girl would not be meeting with you. She would be ducking and dodging you like she's been doing for the past 5 years. Like, y'all, David is just so exhausting and clueless. And that girl don't want to be with you. That's all. Like, it's in her body language. It's in her facial expressions. It's all over the place. You can tell that she is not worried about him. Either way, she couldn't be with him on the last day that he was there, but she showed up right before he was leaving to go to the airport so that they can ride there together and say their goodbyes. When they get to the airport, he decides to propose to her. She didn't look happy, but she, you know, of course, accepted the proposal, because this is her way to Las Vegas. This is her way to America. This is her way out of the Ukraine. But David swear up and down she love him and they gonna have this wonderful life together. I said, oh, okay. She gonna suck you dry. She gonna get her residency and she gonna move on and cheat on you with somebody younger. I'm more than sure. And probably gonna find somebody with more money. And y'all saw how she kept talking about she needed more time to be romantic. Okay, they had only spent 2 days together. All right, he had all of that time there and she kept saying she needed more time. That was her way of, you know, trying to push off having to sleep with his ass, for sure. Okay, but she kissed him when they proposed. She kissed him and all of that. You know, she showed him affection after he proposed to her. This episode we see Ed go to resolve issues with his daughter, who did not see it for his inappropriate relationship with a girl that was younger than him. Okay, so they meet up and talk and he apologizes and says that he's a, you know, a bad guy. You know, he's not a bad guy. What did he say he was? He's stupid, he's dumb, whatever it is. He's pathetic and he wants someone he can control. Either way, his daughter forgives him now that he is apologetic and realizes that she was right, and he looked thirsty running after a 23-year-old girl who he doesn't want to, you know, have a real life with. You just want somebody to fucking clean up after you. That's really what it is. She couldn't understand what he thought he would have in common with 23-year-old Rose. Like, nothing at all. Love for the beach, child, what else? I just don't like the way that he still acts like Rose did something to him. Like, that girl stopped talking to you because you humiliated her over and over again. Y'all, Stephanie finally came out to her mama and her brother in the most uncomfortable situation. It was just uncomfortable. The mama kept shaking her head no. The mom had no idea. I'm like, what kind of, you know what I'm saying? What kind of shit is going on where you didn't, you know, have an idea that your daughter might be bisexual? You know, that's not what she wanted for her, but she loves her daughter, so she's gonna be okay with it either way because she loves her daughter and she wants that relationship more than anything. That's not the fairy tale she saw for her daughter, but who knows? She might still end up with an uptight white man and y'all can have, you know, children and, you know, a good life the way y'all want to have. So just because she's bisexual, it doesn't mean she's gonna end up with a woman. But they hug it out and everything's good after that. Moving on to Yolanda, okay? We can tell they filmed Yolanda's part while we've been in quarantine. Her daughter got a PI, so they get on FaceTime with the PI to talk to the PI about Williams so that they can do some investigating and find out who Williams really is. Yolanda says that she hadn't talked to Williams for weeks. He ghosted her, and then all out of the blue, he gonna message her talking about, I'm sorry, and you know, I miss you and all of that. But then as soon as she starts talking to him, he stops responding all over again. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Yolanda, but she needs to let Williams' ass go. You know, I know her daughter is doing this because she refuses to stop, you know, talking to him, and she has to see that he's not a real person. Yeah, I don't be, what's, like, there has to be some type of like medical name for what it's like when people refuse to realize they're being catfished. Like, there has to be like a medical term for it besides crazy as hell, in denial. And y'all, now we gotta see Darcy again. Apparently Tom reached out to her, okay, but you know, you see him in his little back and forth with that other girl that he's talking to that's in Canada. I don't care about that anymore. I don't know why we gotta keep seeing this, but Darcy says she don't see it for Tom. She's not about to, you know, start talking back to him. She doesn't have time for him. She's moved on like Maya. But then she talks about how she gonna feel bad whenever Stacy's ass finally gets married. And I'm like, child, when is that gonna be? Because she been engaged for how many years now? Child, don't even worry about it, Darcy. You might turn around and get married before Stacy does, because she been engaged for about 5 years now. But she says she's still gonna wait for the right one. I'm just like, great, Darcy, great. The next episode is the first part of the tell-all. Thank God. Thank God. But anyway, y'all, that was before the 90 days. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will see y'all in the next one.